Hello everyone. In this lecture we are going to discuss the vibration analysis of multi-degree of freedom system. So as we all know that the most of engineering systems are continuous and have a infinite degrees of freedom. The vibration analysis of continuous system requires the solution of partial differential equation, which is quite difficult. So most of the systems to do the vibration analysis are converted into the multi-degree of freedom system, which requires the solution of set of ordinary differential equations, which is relatively simple. Hence, for the simplicity of analysis, continuous systems are often approximated as multi-degree of freedom system. So first of all, we are going to discuss the modeling of continuous system as a multi-degree of freedom system. After that, in this lecture, we are going to discuss the equation of motion for multi-degree of freedom system using Newton's second law. Then we will discuss the matrix representation of multi-degree of freedom system. Then, by expressing the coupled set of equations in matrix form, we will identify the mass, damping and stiffness matrix. So first of all, we will take an example of modeling of continuous system as a multi-degree of freedom system. So in this method, we replace the distributed mass or inertia of the system by a finite number of lumped masses or rigid bodies. So lumped masses are assumed to be connected by massless elastic and damping members, and for each lumped mass we can consider a coordinate to describe its motion. So such model is called lumped parameter or lumped mass or discrete mass systems. The minimum number of coordinates necessary to describe the motion of lumped mass and rigid bodies are defined as number of degrees of freedom. So as we all know that the continuous system, the stiffness of the system and mass of the system is distributed over a domain. But in the discrete system, the stiffness of the system and mass of the system is lumped at a discrete points. So number of points on which the mass is lumped is known as the degree of freedom of that system. So first example we can take, like if we are having a multi-story building. So in this example we consider 3-story building. So this can be converted or modeled as a discrete system or multi-degree of freedom systems, in which the whole mass of the third floor can be considered as lumped at one place, which is M3, and whole stiffness of the columns which is connected second and third floor can be considered as lumped in one spring form, which is of stiffness K3, and similarly the mass of the second floor can be considered lumped at one place. The mass is equal to M2, and stiffness of the column, or you can say equivalent stiffness of all the columns, can be considered as lumped at one place, which is represented by K2. Similarly for first floor and these columns, we can convert this continuous system in a multi-degree of freedom system. Second example, we can consider a forging hammer, which is a continuous system, and if we want to do the vibration analysis of this system, we can convert this system into single degree of freedom system, or if we want more accuracy in our analysis, then we can approximate this system into a 2 degree of freedom system, in which the mass of anvil and the mass of foundation block can be considered at two places, and stiffness of elastic foundation and stiffness of soil can be considered as in form of these springs. So the vibration analysis of this discrete system or multi-degree of freedom system is relatively easier than the continuous system, because the vibration analysis of continuous system requires the solution of partial differential equations, whereas the vibration analysis of multi-degree of freedom system or discrete system requires the solution of ODE, ordinary differential equation, which is relatively simpler than the solution of PDEs. So first of all, we are going to discuss the n number of degree of freedom system and will apply the Newton's second law to develop the equation for that system. So for this, we'll consider mass m1, which is connected by this spring and this damper. Then this is mass m2, which is connected by this spring and this damping element. Let's say this is m3, this is connected by this spring and damper, and similarly this is mn, and this is mass mn, and this is coordinate x1, this is x2, this is x3, and this is xn. This is k1 c1, k2 c2, k3 c3, and here this would be kn cn, kn plus 1, cn plus 1. So now we'll first step to do the vibration analysis of this multi-degree of freedom system. This is a mathematical model. So first step is to develop the equation of motion through drawing the free body diagram of each masses. So first of all, we draw the free body diagram of m1. So this is mass m1. So here we consider x1 is positive in this direction 4, so we can write 4 positive x1. So this spring will exert a force in this direction, which is k1 x1, and there would be a damping force which is c1 x1 dot. Because if this is x1, then this is the direction of x1 dot and x1 double dot. Similarly, this is the direction of x2 dot, x2 double dot, x3 dot, x3 double dot. Similarly, xn dot, xn double dot. So double dot represents the second derivative of displacement, means acceleration, and this is the first derivative of this xn, means velocity. And second, we'll take if x2 minus x1 is positive, so we can write for positive x2 minus x1. If x2 minus x1 is positive, then we can say this spring will be in tension, and if this spring is in tension, then this will exert a force in this direction. So that force would be k2 x2 minus x1, relative displacement of m2 and m1 mass, and there would be a one damping force which is c2 x2 dot minus x1 dot. You can say relative velocity of m1 and m2, and this is the mass m2. So if the spring k2 is in tension, then this will exert a force on m2 in this direction, and this is the direction of damping force. Similarly, we'll take x3 minus x2 as positive, so we can say 4 positive x3 minus x1. We can say this force would be in this direction because of this spring, because for positive x3 minus x2, this force would be in tension. So there would be one force which is k3 x3 minus x2. Sorry, this is x2, and this is damping force which is c3 x3 minus x2, relative velocity between mass 3 and mass 2. So this is our mass m3, and on mass 3 this force would be in this direction, and force because of C3 would be in this direction. And similarly there would be a force on m3 because of the spring next to it. So that force would be in that direction, and that would be K for x4 minus 1 and C for x4 dot minus x4 minus x3 and x4 dot minus x3 dot. Similarly for free body diagram for Mn, so we'll draw here the free body diagram of this mass Mn. So that would be Kn multiplied by xn minus xn minus 1 in this direction. So that would be Kn xn minus xn minus 1, and this is Cn xn dot minus xn minus 1 dot. And we can say xn plus 1 is 0 because this is a fixed spot. So if we'll write xn plus 1 is 0, then we can say this spring would be in compression, and if this spring is in compression, then this will exert a force in this direction, and that would be Kn plus 1 multiplied by xn, and there would be a damping force that would be Cn plus 1 xn dot. So these are the free body diagrams of these all the masses. So there would be one inertia force at the center of this M1, and that would be in this direction, because if this is the direction of x1 double dot, then inertia force would be in the opposite direction of x double dot direction. So this is the direction of M1 x1 double dot. Similarly there would be a one force M2 x2 double dot in this direction, and here this is M3 x3 double dot, and this is Mn xn double dot. So these are the free body diagrams of all the masses. So now we'll apply the Newton's second law on all the masses. So Newton's second law says the sum of all the masses would be equal to the inertia force on that particular mass. So for this, if we'll write the equation for first mass, that would be m1 x1 double dot in this direction, or if we considering this direction as positive, then, or you can say if we considering this direction, because x1 in this direction we are taking positive, so you can say this is the negative direction. So you can write minus m1 x1 double dot minus k1 x1 minus c1 x1 double dot plus k2 x2 minus x1, and this is plus c2 x2 dot minus x1 dot is equal to 0. Or we can write m1 x1 double dot plus k1 x1 plus c1 x1 dot minus k2 x2 minus x1 minus c2 x2 dot minus x1 dot is equal to 0. Or if we'll simplify this equation further, then this would be m1 x1 double dot k1 x1 from this place and k2 x1 from this. So we can say k1 and plus k2 multiplied by x1 minus k2 x2 and c1 from this, and from this we can write c1 plus C2 x1 dot and minus C2 x2 dot is equal to 0. So this is the equation for mass m1. Similarly, we can write the equation for mass 2 by applying the Newton second law. So for this, if we'll apply the Newton second law on this mass, then this is the direction of inertia force, which is m2 x2 double dot in this direction, and we are considering this direction as minus, then we can write m2 x2 double dot. Then this is force k2 x2 minus x1 in this direction, so you can write minus k2 x2 minus x1, and another force is this one, which is c2 x2 dot minus x1, so you can write c2 x2 dot minus x1 dot. Another force is this one, k3 x3 minus x2, which is plus k3 x3 minus x2, and one more force, which is damping force, which is c3 x3 dot minus x2 dot in this direction, so we can write c3 x3 dot minus x2 dot is equal to 0. So now in simplified form we can write m2 x2 dot, then for x2 from, or you can say plus k2 x2 minus x1 plus c2 x2 dot minus x1 dot minus k3 x3 minus x2, and this is minus c3 x3 dot minus x2 dot is equal to 0. So we'll take the common terms and simplify this m2 x2 dot, and this is k2 x2, and from here this is k3 x2. So we'll say this is k2 plus k3 multiplied by x2 and minus k2 x1 minus k2 x1 and minus k3 x3, or from this we can write c2 plus c3 x2 dot and minus c2 x1 dot and minus c3 x3 dot is equal to 0. So this is the equation for second mass, for mass m2. Now we'll write the equation for nth mass. So free body diagram for this mass is this. So we can write the equation for this mass like, we'll apply the Newton second law over this mn. So this is the direction of inertia force on this mass, which is mn xn double dot. So we'll write minus mn xn double dot. This is the another force, which is kn xn minus xn minus 1. So minus kn xn minus xn minus 1, and another force, damping force, which is cn xn dot minus xn minus 1 dot, and this force which is also in this direction, so minus k n plus 1 xn minus c n plus 1 xn dot is equal to 0. So in simplified form we can write this is mn xn double dot, and this would be kn plus 1 xn and minus kn xn. So in plus we can write plus kn plus 1, kn from this place and kn plus 1 from this place, and we can take xn as common. And next is minus kn xn minus 1. So this is minus kn x n minus 1 and plus Cn xn dot from this place and Cn plus 1 from this place. So this would be Cn plus 1 multiplied by xn dot and minus this minus and minus this plus, and already there is a minus, so this becomes minus. So minus Cn xn minus 1 dot is equal to 0. So this is for nth mass. So now we are having three equations for mass m1. This is for mass m2. This is for mass mn. Similarly, we can write, if we are putting the value of n in this equation, we can got the equation for any mass within this system. If we will put the n equals to 1, then we'll have the similar equation, because this is the m1 x1. If n is equal to 1, then this will become m1 x1 dot, and this becomes k1 n1. This becomes n plus 1. N is equal to 1, then this becomes k2. This becomes xn. Similarly, this becomes k1 for this mass. So similarly, we can write the equation for any mass in this system. So now we are going to put these all equations in matrix form. So in matrix form, we can put these equations. So from here we can write m1, this would be M matrix, and this would be x double dot plus C matrix. This is velocity vector plus stiffness matrix. This is displacement vector, and this is force vector if we are applying the force on all degrees of freedom. Otherwise this would be 0 if we are talking about the free vibration. So from this equation we'll have m1, then 0, 0, and this is our acceleration vector. So this is x1 double dot. Similarly, from this equation we'll have 0, m2, 0, 0, and this is x2 double dot, and similarly 0, 0, 0, and this is mn from this equation, and this is xn double dot. So, and in this stiffness matrix we'll have C1 plus C2 x1 double dot, C1 plus C2, this is x1 dot velocity vector, and second minus C2 x2 dot, so minus C2, and this is x2 dot, and rest all are 0. And from this equation for mass 2 we'll have minus C2 x1 dot, so this is minus C2 x1 dot, and then would be C2 plus C3 x2 dot, so this is C2 plus C3 x2 dot, and this would be minus C3 x3 dot, so third is minus C3, and this is 0. Similarly, from this equation which is for mass n, we are having 0 for x1, so this is 0, 0, and this is x n dot, this is x n minus 1 dot. So for x n minus 1, this is minus cn, and for x n dot, this is cn plus cn plus 1 for x n dot. So this would be, at this place, this would be cn plus 1. So this is our stiffness damping matrix, and for stiffness matrix will plus, this is our stiffness matrix, and this is displacement vector x1, x2, similarly xn minus 1, and xn is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0. So for this, we'll consider first equation. This is our equation for first mass. So this would be K1 plus K2 for x1. This is K1 plus K2, K1 plus K2, and this is minus K2 for x2. This is minus K2, and rest all are, this is minus K2, and rest all are 0. And similarly, from the equation of mass 2, will have minus K2 multiplied by x1. So this is minus K2, and multiplied by x2 is K2 plus K3. So this is K2 plus K3, and this is minus K3 multiplied by x3. So this is minus K3, and all are 0. Similarly, in the equation of mass n, for xn minus 1 is minus kn, so 0, and for kn minus 1, this is minus kn, and for xn multiplied by xn, this is kn plus 1. So at this place, this is kn plus 1. So this is our stiffness matrix. So in this system, this is mass matrix, this is damping matrix, and this is stiffness matrix. So in this, if the mass matrix is non-diagonal matrix, the system is said to have a inertia coupling, as we discussed in the lecture of coordinate coupling. So if the damping matrix is non-diagonal matrix, the system is said to have a damping or velocity coupling. Finally, if the stiffness matrix is a non-diagonal matrix, then system is said to have a elastic or static coupling. Both mass matrix, mass coupling and damping coupling, both comes into the heading of dynamic coupling. So the differential equation of spring mass system considered in this multi-degree of freedom system can be seen to be coupled. So we can say each equation involves more than one coordinate. So from these equations we can observe that the equation for first mass involves the x1 and x2. Similarly, for equation for the second mass involves the x3 and x2 and x1. Similarly, for this nth mass, we can say this involves n plus 1 and n minus 1 also. So these equations involves more than one coordinate. So this means this equation cannot be solved individually one at a time. They can only be solved simultaneously. So additionally, we can add the system can be seen to be statically coupled, since stiffness are coupled if the stiffness matrix is non-diagonal matrix, or we can say at least one non-diagonal component must be equal to non-zero. So we can say system is stiffness or statically coupled.